Hi, it's Will from Red Iron Rentals and join us outside our Rollerteam 690. I'm going to show you how to set up the motorhome as if you've just parked up on the pitch or on the campsite. So first thing to do, obviously you positioned the motorhome how you want it to be positioned on the pitch. First thing to do is obviously put the gear stick into park. I'm now just going to show you how to use the handbrake. It's currently on at the minute, and when you have your ignition on or the engine start, a red light will also display itself on the dashboard. So it's currently loose. The reason for this is when it's up, just make sure you don't catch yourself when jumping down. So to take it off, all you need to do is push the button in, lift it up a bit more and release it down to the bottom. That red light will also go off once the handbrake goes off. And to put it back on, pull it up, hear a few clicks, don't do too much because it may make it a bit harder to release it back down. So keep it on there and then you're good to set up the rest of the motorhome. So I'll take you around to the other side. Okay, so you join us on the other side of the motorhome. The first thing to note on this side is how to fill up the vehicle itself. If you open up the passenger door and you pull this open, there's where you fill up your diesel tank. And if you look underneath, that's how you fill up your AdBlue as well. Now you will get the vehicle full of AdBlue, so you don't really need to worry about that. But if the light does ever come on, that's where the AdBlue is. Push them over and shut the door. Now this is where the gas locker is. I'll just show you how to open the locks, but we have done a separate video to tell you how the gas bottle or how to turn the gas on and off for the motorhome. Put the key in, it'll pop open once you've turned the key, 180 degree spin, and that will obviously open up the lockers. Total opposite to lock it, and once you've locked it, give it a push and it'll lock into place. Now all the locks are exactly the same around the vehicle. Just here's your 240 volt cable. Now as you can see it's already plugged in, but just to pull the lever out, there's a black lever just to the side. If you push that in, it'll pull out. And obviously when you put it back in, lift the catch up again and insert the cable back into place. Now, as just said a minute ago, all the locks are exactly the same. These are currently open already. So I'm just going to spin the 180 and open up the back locker. Now if you just see here, there's a catch you can put over the back door, and that'll obviously keep it in place and won't shut on you when using the garage. As you can see in the back, we've got a water container here. We've got the hose pipe for obviously filling up the water tank, waste pipe extension, what I'll show you shortly, and obviously your own 240 cable for the motorhome when you get to the site. Now we have done a separate video for the bike rack if you're using that. You've obviously got the other separate door for the back garage. Again, all the locks are exactly the same. This is where your toilet cassette is. Again, we've done a separate video for that in the toilet area. We'll explain how to use it in that video. Now just here is how you fill up your water tank. So if you spin that to the left, this will then come off. Obviously put your hose pipe in there, turn it on, and it'll start filling up your water tank. Now sometimes, some scenarios where the water comes out doesn't necessarily mean it's full. Now in our control panel video, it will explain how to see how full the water tank is. So if you gauge that when filling up, that will obviously give you an indication when it's nearly full or not. Put it back in, total opposite, spin it to the right, and pull the cap over. Now for your grey water, so all your wastewater for your taps and shower, once that's full, again in the control panel video we'll explain how when that's full. All you need to do is pull this lever out, and that will then exit from this hose pipe here. Now with it being grey water, you can just literally empty it anywhere, preferably over a grid. Some campsites have it, or if you find a grid at the side of the road, then obviously you can empty it there. And then just next to it is your exhaust pipe for your engine. Okay, so we're outside the Rollerteam 690 and I'm just going to show you how to turn the gas on and off for the motorhome. So getting into the gas locker, unlock the lock, spin it 180 and obviously it'll open up. We'll start off at the very back. The silver valve at the back is the isolation valve for the entire motorhome. But if it's pointing up the shell clip, that indicates that it's on. If it's left to right, then that indicates that it's off. But we recommend you to not touch this and keep it on at all times. When you are wanting to turn the gas bottle on and off, we just recommend you using the valve on top of the gas bottle itself. Now to turn this on, spin it to the right to turn it on, and then obviously left to turn it off. Now if you want an indication of how full the gas bottle is, just on top of it, push it down twice. I've already done this just before, so as you can see it's indicating, so it indicates that the gas bottle is nearly full. Now in the event if you do run out of gas, we do provide the gas spanner just there to loosen off the connection just at the very end, the gold sort of bolt looking thing. You just need to put it on top and spin it or push it backwards to loosen it. So you just need to push it that way to loosen, and then obviously the other way to obviously tighten it. Once you have sort of loosened it off a tiny bit, you can just use your hand. We recommend you to turn the gas off while driving. Only turn the gas on once you're stationary and at the site itself. Now if you do forget which way to turn it, on the left it shows you how to turn the gas bottle on, so it's right to turn on, left for off. And if you do forget, the isolation valve controls are just there, as you can see. So we're now inside the Rollerteam. You've hooked up the electric and you've also filled up the water tank. The first thing to do with the control panel is turn it on. The yellow light will indicate it's turned on, and the yellow icon will show that you're plugged into the electric. Now if you do turn this on and you don't see the icon, just make sure that both ends are inserted correctly to the hookup point and the motorhome. The next one to the left is the water pump. When you do turn this on, sometimes it does make a noise, and after a while it will turn off, and all your taps will then work. Above, now all our motorhomes don't have awning lights. If they did, then this would be the button to turn it on. Next is the light switch. Obviously once you press this, all the lights will turn on if they are switched on by the switch. I'll show you what all the light switches are shortly. Next above we have the engine battery. First off, it'll show you the voltage. Press it again, then it'll show you the percentage. Obviously with your engine battery, we don't advise it to go past 10%, then it may struggle to obviously start the engine up. The next one is your leisure battery. Again, it'll show you voltage. Next again, it'll show you your percentage. Now as you are plugged into the electric, it won't show you your percentage. But if you weren't plugged in, if you press it, it'll then show your percentage. Next is the temperature inside the vehicle. Then next to that, first one being blue is your water tank. Now it doesn't go up by 1%, it goes up by 33%. So obviously 33, 66 and 99. So here when you're filling up, you can gauge how full the water tank is. Press it again. Sorry, I pressed it twice then. This will then show your wastewater tank. Again, it goes up by 33, 66 and 99. Once this gets to 100%, all you've got to do is go outside, and as shown on the outside of the vehicle where it is to empty the wastewater, pull that lever, and then obviously it'll let go of all the water. Now I'll show you where all the light switches are inside the vehicle. As you walk in, you've got two there. Now in the lounge area and in the kitchen area, you'll see a blue LED light. Now if you do touch it, it'll then turn on. Same again from the kitchen area, then lights will then turn on. Now you do have another touch one in the middle. Go around the side for the bed area, you can see two switches there that will then turn on the lights above. Now you do have two reading lights as well. If you look closely to the top, you can see a white button. If you press the button in, then the lights will turn on. Moving into the toilet area, the lights are already on, but the light switches are located just underneath the cupboard. And in the shower, you also have another touch light. And the last one, if you look in the second double bed, just at the top, there's another light switch there. So the motorhome's set up from the outside and inside, and obviously your control panel's turned on and running off electric as seen by the orange icon. I'm going to show you how to use the boiler system, turn it on while hooked up to the electric. Hold down the middle button, and as you can see the LED screen comes on. Press it again and it'll take you to the menu page. As you can see, one of the icons, the one to the left, is flashing. That will show you which one you're hovering over by the controller. As you can see, I'll move over to the right, the second one's flashing, and obviously same again. Now the only ones you need to worry about is the top four. You don't need to worry about any of the bottom three. Now if you do go to the bottom three and it's flashing and you press it by accident, all you've got to do, press the back button and it'll take you back to the main menu page. So first thing you've got to do on the menu page is hover over the third one. As you can see, it's electric 2. Now when you're on the electric, the only one you need to be on is electric 2 only. Press it again and that will save it. Scrolling all the way over to the left now is the temperature inside the vehicle. Now, I've only just turned it on and I want it to warm up quickly, so I'm going to put it on the highest setting, press it again and then it will save. Second one along is your boilers for your water. Now you do have a different selection. You have eco, hot or boost. Now boost is when you're running off both gas and electric, what we don't advise you to do. You can have it on eco, but it makes no difference. Put it on hot and it obviously warms up quicker, so we only recommend it to be on hot the whole time. Then moving all the way over to the right, you can see the fan icons now flashing. Press it again. Now you have eco or high or boost. Again, boost is when you're running off both. We don't recommend you to be on that. High if you want it to warm up quickly, or if you want to go all the way to eco. Now we recommend eco if it's night time, it's making too much noise, the fan's making too much noise, sorry. So you go over to eco and then obviously that will lower the fan speed. I'll put it on high, press it again and then that will save. Now as you can see, these buttons above are flashing. That will just show that the boiler system's turning on and it's warming up. Now for your water to warm up, you've obviously got to make sure your water pump's turned on. Now what we recommend you to do, go over to the tap, make sure it's on hot and turn it on. As you can see, you can hear the water pump's just turned on and obviously the water's spitting out of the tap. I'll turn that off now just to save the noise. But obviously what you've got to do is just make sure that the water is running freely out the tap and all the airlocks have come out of the water system. Now as you can see, the tap is now running as normal. What that will indicate is that the boiler is now full and it probably take about 30 minutes to 40 minutes for the water to actually warm up. Now you probably get about 2 showers out of the full tank. After that's then gone, it'll probably take another 30 minutes or 40 minutes to warm back up. So now I'm going to show you how to run the heating system off the gas. You're off grid and you want to use the gas to use the heating system. So it's exactly the same process. Turn it on. Now everything's switched off, the water and the heating system. And what you've got to do is go all the way over to gas. And once the gas bottle's turned on, we probably say give it about 10 minutes or so for the gas to actually feed through all the way to the boiler. Now obviously after 10 minutes of it being on, exactly the same process. Go through step by step, left all the way to the right, and turning on the heating system. So now in the kitchen, we'll start from the top. To open the cupboards, tilt them forward and lift them up. This is exactly the same for the cupboards in the rest of the motorhome. As you can see your kettle, mugs, bowls, small plates and large plates, and then obviously storage just above. When closing them down, all you gotta do is put them back down, they'll lock back into place. Once your water pump's on, tap will work as normal, and when your gas is on, to work the gas hobs, push them down, you hear your clicker, and turn on the gas. It's exactly the same for the oven. Put your gas on by your gas marker, and obviously your clicker is there, as you can hear. Just below, in this cupboard here, push that open, and then this will open too. As you can see, all your cutlery is in the top section, and your pots and pans are below, as well as your grill pan. Now as you can see above here, you do have your isolation switches for your gas. Now we don't recommend any of our customers touching these. These are always kept on. Once the gas bottle is turned off, then obviously the rest of the gas is turned off. Now shutting the cupboard, just push that back in and it locks into place. Moving on to the fridge, now it's currently turned on at the minute. If you do want to turn it off, hold the button down until the lights turn off. Turn it back on, exactly the same, but in reverse. Now the top button controls the actual temperature of the fridge itself, and the one below is the night setting. Now if you press that, after a while the fan will turn down and won't make it as much noise. Now if you are off grid, now the fridge will work as a cool box, so to save as much energy as possible, and once it's got to a cold temperature, all you've got to do, turn it off and the fridge will stay cool for quite a long time. And then once it gets warm again, all you're gonna do is turn it back on. Okay, so moving in to the toilet and shower area, all your cupboards are exactly the same as the ones throughout the rest of the motorhome, and same for the tap as well as the shower. So your shower, turn it left to right to control the temperature and pull it out for the tap to actually come on. Now you do have these locker mechanism as well for the shower door. Pull that out and then unfold the shower door to obviously stop the water from coming through. Now just moving on to the controls for the toilet. At the back you do have your flush. Now to empty the toilet bowl, open that to the right. Now that will open the bottom bit, what goes into the cassette. Now once your cassette is full, the green light at the back will slowly turn red. Once that's fully red, it'll just mean that you just need to empty the cassette from the outside. Now with blue chemical, you don't put the blue chemical down the toilet at any point, only put the blue chemical actually in the toilet cassette itself. Okay, so we're now outside the motorhome. I'm now going to show you how to empty the cassette as well as get it ready to put back in the motorhome. So I've already opened the door, but to open it, push the two buttons in, top and bottom at the same time, and then open the door. Now if you look underneath the cassette, you can see a blue latch. Lift that up and it'll slide the cassette out. Now the cassette is full. To empty it, take it to the designated area on the campsite or into a toilet. Pull the tube out, like so. Take the blue cap out, obviously when you get to the area. That's air the cassette out, push this black button in, and then that will obviously make it easier for the waste to come out. Now once the cassette is empty, in reverse, put the cap back on and obviously spin the tube back in. Now grabbing the blue chemical, what's at the back of the toilet, provided in the toilet area, slide the lid open and open the cassette itself, then pour the blue chemical into the toilet. Now pour in probably about a quarter of the bottle. That will then keep the cassette nice and fresh and smelling as nice as possible. Now you've emptied the cassette and you've also put in the blue chemical. In reverse, close the cassette, slide the lid across, and when you just get to the end, give it a push and you want to hear the click of the latch. Now that just ensures it's in correctly. So now I'll show you how to use the windows and blinds inside the vehicle. So first off, to open the windows, all you gotta do, if you can see there, push the button in and spin it 90 degrees. Same for each side. Then to open it, push it to how far you want the window to be open, and that will lock into place automatically. Now to shut it, all you're gonna do is a case of pulling it back down. Now you do have a half lock mode, well that's on at the minute. Sorry, half lock mode now when it's on, and we'll obviously lock them into place again. But to shut it, pull it all the way and lock them into place. And with the blinds, at the very top, you have a fly net on all of the blinds. So you pull that down and that will just lock into place there. Now to open that back up, pinch them two together and lift it back up. And then all the way at the bottom, you have the blackout blinds. Once again, just a case of clipping that on to the fly net, like so. And to shut it, push them in two together, bring it back down. But sometimes the fly net does come down too. So pinch them back together and put it back up to the top.